Hello, everyone. How are you doing? It is such an honor to be up here, if only to get a break from Mom leaning in every 30 seconds and saying, "Do I get to meet Shonda?" When I was 10 years old, my mom, for my birthday, entertained a suggestion from me that we should get me a cow. I was an exhausting child. I noted that it would be good for the grass, and the environmental impact would actually be pretty minimal, and it would help us all be more attuned to the ethics of the livestock industry. And she said, "Absolutely not, I'm not getting you a cow." I did the research. They're herd animals. They get PTSD if they live alone. Here are 2 cows. And that's Mom. She is unimaginably, occasionally impractically giving. Clover and Petunia were wonderful additions to the farm. Shoveling manure taught me a valuable lesson about shoveling manure. And Clover went on to a successful career in television. She starred in a Paul Newman commercial for tomato sauce. My mom hand-knit all of our Christmas stockings. That's 14 Christmas stockings. She'd find each of our passions and nurture them wherever they led. My sister was a theater nerd, and for her it was years of singing and dance lessons and dinner table conversations about Sondheim. And when she became a writer instead, Mom was in her corner every step of the way. My brother was an athlete and violinist, and she was always there for meets and recitals. And when he became a corporate lawyer representing Wall Street banks, she was very supportive while also delicately inquiring if maybe he could do a little pro bono work. When I went through a naturalist phase, she let me fill my room with lizards and snakes, which taught me a valuable lesson about network television. Many of my siblings had complex physical and mental health issues to navigate, and in some cases, my mom was adopting children where the concept of success was never going to be what many parents envision, where just being able to live independently was a victory, and some emotional scars from their past could never be overcome. She did all of this alone, while working around the clock. This woman spent 40 years picking up pieces of Lego from movie sets before celebrities stepped on them. When I was 4, Madonna sat me down in her dressing room and taught me how to unroll her fishnet stockings, which taught me a valuable lesson about not being straight. My mother also went through hell for us. When she was confronted with a credible allegation of abuse against a powerful man in our own family, she stood by the little girl who made it. She did that even when that man offered us all compensation to turn on her, and hired private investigators to smear her, and powerful lawyers to wipe her out financially, and PR agencies to ruin her name. She did that even when he swore he would blacklist her and she would never work again. So often I encounter women and men who tell me how they told parents or teachers or pastors about abuse, and each and every one of those authority figures turned their backs. My mom never did, and she stood up over the years not just for my sister, but for vulnerable people everywhere, from this country's inner cities to the Darfur region of Sudan. She fasted and protested and wrote fiery op-eds that pissed off everybody. Today, we are confronting our collective failure to create spaces where women and men are treated equally and with dignity. Today, we are listening to survivors of sexual abuse and violence more than we ever have before. But my mother has been fighting that fight at great personal cost for my whole life. She was always ahead of her time. And when my sister Dylan told me and my mom a few years ago she wanted to speak more publicly about her allegation against our father, Mom was terrified. She knew what would be unleashed not just against Dylan, but also against her. But Dylan said it was important for her to finally speak out and to tell her story, and Mom did what she always did. She supported her daughter unconditionally, no matter what. The truth is, my mom's always been a little uncomfortable with fame and praise. It was 50-50 that she'd actually get on the plane here. But I wanted her to be here and to be celebrated because, frankly, she fucking deserves it. Mom, Thank you for every ounce of principle that I have in me, every bit of fighting spirit that is in me. Thank you for the years of wise advice on just about everything, and also some truly terrible relationship decisions that have taught me what not to do on that front. Thank you for how you continue to inspire young people I run into all over this country, young women especially, who tell me that they have been inspired to do something brave because of you. And thank you for what you've given all of us through your performances over the decades and in the years to come.